Hey everyone, Aaron here with Elite Water Sports, and this is the entry into unhooking, okay? These are just the basic setup to set you up for success, okay? Let's talk about the gear first. You're gonna need a long leash, not a short leash. Industry standard is short leash now, coming out of the bag. So upgrade yourself to a unhooking long leash, all right? Mystic makes one of the best ones out there, all right? If you go on over to how it attaches to your kite, okay, you can see this is the standard configuration. You can go suicide. Suicide is going to be clipping your leash into your chicken loop. Not very advised, okay? On North Navigator bars and many other bars out there, you have an upgrade package, an unhooking package, and that's going to be having a bracket that goes off your chicken loop that you would clip into, so that if you happen to unhook and let go of your bar, it doesn't flag out like this current setup is, all right? But for safety, as a beginner, okay, might as well just stick to the basics that you know, so just go with your standard flag out system. If you happen to unhook, well, it's just gonna be a standard eject, put it all back together, okay? Or unhook and then let go. Okay, so the next setup is learning how to trim your kite, okay? What I like to do is I bring my kite to 12 o'clock, and see this is no longer your D power strap, it's more of a trim strap. And what you wanna do is that if you pull this bar in all the way, you look up at your kite and you make sure that it's not going to stall. Right now in the fully powered up position, the kite may stall. When you unhook, you're not gonna want it to stall at all. So what you do is look at 12 o'clock, you sheet in, you kind of trim it in until that kite has the perfect amount of power and the kite's not going to stall at all right? So it's very important to get this trim set perfectly. If you're riding along and you go and unhook it and the kite falls back into the window immediately, just sheet in just a little bit, take some power out of the kite, and what that's going to do is shorten your front lines and lengthen your outside lines so you don't have too much angle of attack on the canopy, okay? All right, so the next thing is that once you get it perfectly tuned, trimmed, now you're going to practice this simply unhooking. So chicken loop out, or chicken stick out, and then unhooking, holding on to it. If it pulls you a little bit, that's good. And two different ways to hook it back in. Big super pull up, and hook it back in. The next thing, or other way of putting it back together, is going to be unhooking and reaching up to the chicken loop, letting go of hooking it back in, going back to steering. This is really good practice for those situations where your chicken loop just happens to come undone on accident, okay? So get used to unhooking. You can also do it like this, being comfortable in this position, holding that chicken loop, flying the kite at 12 o'clock. I am on a 17-meter kite and it's super light winds. It's best to try this all in light winds, okay? So just flying it like this, hooking it back in, flying it like this, fully powered up. And if you're too powered up, walk towards the kite, the hook back in. Don't fight it. We'll do that again. If I hold my ground, look at, I'm doing pull-ups, right? Okay? And if I walk towards the kite or downwind, look how easy it is. Here in a second, you'll see if I have a hard time hooking back in, I'm just gonna ride downwind, that'll slacken the lines, and I'll be able to hook it back in. So practice this first. Next thing you're gonna do is bringing the kite down a little lower. Let's bring it down about 1 or 2 o'clock. The lower the better, okay? And you're gonna get practice with unhooking it like this and walk with it. If it gets overpowering, go downwind. So unhooking right here, kite's down low about 10 o'clock, unhooking and walking with the kite. All right, now if I get overpowered, I'll just walk downwind. And if I want more power, I walk upwind. When I go to hook back in, I'm gonna walk downwind. So here's that other technique now of unhooking and grabbing that chicken loop to hook it back in, all right? So unhooking, You're riding, you do your trick, and when you're ready to hook it back in, grab hold of that chicken loop. You're still riding, hook it in, go back to steering your kite again. All right, guys, so that is the entry into unhooking, all right? Now remember, this isn't a intermediate skill. This is a beginner skill, okay? So maybe you're not ready to do it while riding, but man, if you could do this while standing here, you're gonna be better prepared if you happen to unhook yourself out here on the water, or possibly worse, up there on the beach, okay? So if you like this video, guess what? There's more to come every week, so like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you on the water. This is Aaron with Elite Water Sports.